Okay, so there's one ending left, and I know I could have gotten this one on my own, so let's just do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we're gonna go to the meeting room. Perhaps we missed a memo. Perhaps we missed a memo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I will be entering the door on my right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's exactly, because seeing as this is the last ending, I'm not going to get to see this beautiful room anymore.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Oh, it is.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
All right, back to the task.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope, sorry. Going this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Stanley has a plan.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I'm sure it has.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Instead, we'll be unplugging the phone, Mr. Narrator Man.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
I did.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double-check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
What?
How had I not noticed it sooner?
What?
You're not Stanley.
Oh.
You're a real person.
Oh, you got me.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Okay. My goodness, it's 4:30. Is it 4:30?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
Sack of
Most
crack.
medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been.
Okay.
This way, please.
Oh, I get to... Okay. Narrative contradiction. Okay. So I just go... Oh, they put a fence around the elevator.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Oh.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
No, that would make...
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. So I can't... No, there's absolutely no way I can jump off. Okay. The doors are all opening for me. So, oh, back to the break room. Hello?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
All right. Let's fix this narrative contradiction, Mr. Narrator Man. Oh, here we are.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Gotcha.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Story first.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Entered the door on his right.
No!
Oh.
Why did you do that?
Oh.
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh my god, narrative contradiction is crazy. Look at this! That chair's in the wall! It's like I put on too many Skyrim mods. So, door on the left? You got it. Let's listen to the narrator for a little bit. He seems like he's a little ticked off. And...
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work.
No, why?
Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
No!
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Okay. Game? Oh. What the? Narrator?
Oh! I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Sorry?
What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
You're a child.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Oh, no.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Oh.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Okay.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you this time, Mr. Narrator Man. We'll take the door on the left. How's the game looking? Looking good.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, no narrative contradictions so far. We're looking good, Mr. Narrator Man. Except we don't have a choice anymore.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I have to walk upstairs because you've not given me a choice. So that's a contradiction right there, is it not? Can I go into the bathroom? No. Elevator room? No. And the office is different. What is this?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
What is that?
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
Oh.
Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week.
Oh.
Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but
Wait.
now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
I can't... There's no talk button, narrator. I can't say the code. Just let me in. I can't...
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I can't speak. You haven't given me a... There's no action to speak. I can't talk.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I think you give me the ability to talk, and we can move on with the story. I mean,
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
Oh, come on.
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stanley? It's me.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
Oh.
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there?
I'm
you
here.
Listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
That's it. Oh my god, that was depressing! The final ending, and it is the most depressing thing ever. Alright guys, well that's it. We've gone through every one of the endings with the exception of the art ending, where you have to press that baby button a million times. Well, for 4 hours. So anyhow guys, thanks a lot for stopping in. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with something new. Check you later!